Happy Monday, everybody. This is Daniel Talley, the Note to Self guy, coming at you. Happy Monday morning to everyone. Now you may be saying, Monday morning? Hey, dude, don't you normally come on Sunday? What's up with the Monday stuff? Well, yesterday a certain knucklehead turned 52 and decided to go out and celebrate. So that said knucklehead is none other than me. So I took a day off, but I wanted to get back with you as quickly as I could first thing Monday morning to share with you the Poor Man's Proverbs of the week, which is entitled, You Still Have Time to Make It to the Hall of Fame. But before we get to that, I just want to remind everybody that every Tuesday on my website, I go and I do a blog page, which basically is the precursor to these videos that I do. So you can find those every Tuesday. You can go in there and look at it and get a little insight for the week. Get a little food for thought for the week, I should say. And then on Sunday, usually I come in and I do a video on one of the Poor Man's Proverbs that's listed on my website. So that's how it works. Tuesday I come in, I write the Poor Man's Proverb. Sunday, usually I come by and I do a video on one of the Poor Man's Proverbs that I've done. So that's how this thing works. Now, what I'm also doing, many of you may not know, is that these Poor Man Proverbs little segments, they're all on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Daniel Talley, that would be me, of course. All these blogs, all these little videos will pop up and you'll be able to see them all in their entirety. Or you can go to a website and you can see them there as well. Speaking of the website, I would encourage you guys to go there and visit it. It's simplistic in nature, but there's some pretty interesting stuff on there. And for those of you who never been there, there's a free gift waiting for you. It's called 5 Ways to Increase Your Faith Over the Next 30 Days. And all you have to do is just put in your first name and then your email address, and then boom, it will send you this document that hopefully that will bless you, that will lift your spirit. And there's even a small little testimonial about myself in there that many of you do not know. So it's certainly worth the read. I think so. So last week we talked about Poor Man's Proverbs number 19, which was entitled Avoid the Spotlight. This week we're going to talk about Poor Man's Proverbs number 20, which is You Still Have Time to Make It to the Hall of Fame. So let's talk Poor Man's Proverbs, shall we? Okay, let's do it. So you still have time to make it to the Hall of Fame. Now, some of you may be thinking Hall of Fame. Okay, I'm talking about football. I'm talking about Jim Brown. Talking about maybe Johnny Unitas, or basketball Hall of Fame. Maybe it's Magic Johnson or Larry Bird or Michael Jordan. Or baseball, maybe it's Babe Ruth, or maybe talking about Willie Mays or Hank Aaron or somebody like that. So you may be thinking, if you're like me, hey, dude, I'm 50 plus years old. If I'm not in that Hall of Fame now, I certainly can't make it there. I'm 50 plus years old, or 40 something, 30 something, however old that you are, and maybe you're past your prime. You don't have the physical ability that you once had. How in the world am I going to make it to the Hall of Fame? And you're telling me I still have time to make the Hall of Fame. What are you talking about, man? Well, here's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the kind of Hall of Fame that most people would immediately think I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the Faith Hall of Fame. That is a Hall of Fame to which I speak. And in the Faith Hall of Fame, it has nothing to do with how strong you are, what kind of physical ability you have. It has nothing to do with that. And in fact, none of that stuff is even required. So the question then becomes, well, what is required to get into the Faith Hall of Fame? Well, before we delve into that, we have to answer the question, what is faith as God defines it? So if you were to look at Hebrews 11:1, that's the chapter. Well, Hebrews 11 is a chapter. It's the Hall of Fame chapter. It's what it's known as. But if you specifically look at Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, it says, Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. So it is having confidence in what you're hoping for. But knowing doggone well that what you're hoping for, but knowing with great certainty that that you are assured that what you're believing in is going to happen. That's basically what that really means. Now, if you read the rest of Hebrews 11, as I said, it is a chapter. It is the Faith Hall of Fame. You're going to see some pretty remarkable people in there. There are people like Moses and Noah and Abraham and Sarah and Isaac and Joseph, and the list goes on and on and on. So if you're like me, you're thinking, man, I'm not even close to any of those kind of people. I mean, my Christianity level is not such that that I even come close to those guys. How can a person like me, an average Joe, when I say an average Joe, I'm talking about somebody like me, how can a person like me even have a hope of even going into the Hall of Fame? Well, to be honest with you, if you look at the lives of those folks, these people, although they were great in their faith of the Lord, they were incredibly flawed people. These people were not perfect. And if you look at some of their lives and the things they did, you're thinking, that guy or that lady did that and they still made it? Hey, there's hope for me. And there really, really is. The Bible goes on to say that all we need, people, is we just need to be consistent in our faith. Not perfect, but to be consistently faithful in the things that you do for the Lord. Before we take our last breath on this earth, we still have an opportunity, to earn our place, if you will, in the faith of in the Hall of Fame faith, or in the faith of Hall of Fame. Sorry, Luke in Luke 17 verse 6, Jesus himself tells us, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to the mulberry bush, be uprooted and plant and be planted in the sea, and it will obey you. So basically what Jesus is saying, even with a little bit of faith, we can accomplish great things. Now, when I read this many, many years ago, I thought to myself, okay, the faith size of a mustard seed. Now, I know seeds in general are not that big, but I'm thinking if God says we need to have the faith the size of a mustard seed, I'm thinking it must be a pretty good sized seed. And then I went to the grocery store and I looked on the shelf and then I saw mustard seeds. Okay, let me check these out. And do you know how big a mustard seed is? Well, if you don't, let me show you. I hope you can see this. All right, this is a cap full of about, I guess there's maybe 10, 12 mustard seeds in there. Get up close. You see how small those things are? So what God is saying, Jesus is saying, is that if we have the faith of one of those little tiny things, I wish I would put one in my hand, but it's so doggone small, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. That's why I had to put it. That's why I had to put it in this cap, so that you guys can, have a better look at it. But if we have the faith the size of one of these things, we can move mountains. We can make things happen. We can be great people in the Lord, and that's really all it takes. And like I said, there's another scripture that talks about, it's impossible to please God without faith. So what I'm saying to you guys is that, hey, we still have time to make it into the Hall of Fame, or the Faith Hall of Fame. So don't be discouraged. Just be consistent and be strong in your faith. Okay, that's it for this week. So next week we're going to talk about Poor Man's Proverbs number 21, which is you'll pay for that. Poor Man's Proverbs number 21, which is entitled You'll Pay for That. What am I talking about? I'm talking about revenge. When you get so angry and mad that you want to just strike out and just get back at somebody. That's what we're going to be talking about next week. Now, hopefully you've never had that situation in your life. But if you have, or if sometimes you've even thought about going out there and just getting back with somebody, getting with them, then you may want to check out next week to check out what we're talking about. But if you want a head start, go to the website and you can read up on it. And then, hey, you'll be ahead of the game. Well, you guys take care of yourselves, be blessed, and go out there and love somebody today. And like I said, guys, if you like these Poor Man Proverbs little segments, please share them on your Facebook page. Invite people to come to the website to read about it, or invite people to come to the Note to Self Guys author page on Facebook. Either way, you can find me in those three avenues. Well, you guys take care of yourself. You go out there and love somebody. This is Daniel Talley, the Note to Self Guy. Peace out. Love y'all. Ciao, ciao for now, baby. Bye-bye now.